You're listening to
And we are back. It is 1:30. So thank you for listening in. It is currently 19.8 degrees. Beautiful out there. Now I have a special guest in the studio with me this afternoon, and it is Waylon Scott. So how are you, Waylon?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Excellent. I'm okay. Now, you're a self-taught musician. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's something that I suppose came about by a bit of an accident. Me and some mates at work were all bartenders at the time, and I suppose we were looking for a bit of an excuse to get away from our women, and they thought we were going to doing something productive, and it was a chance for us to get together and have a few drinks. But we decided to start a band, and we got together probably twice a week and tried to make a go of it as much as we could, and we started doing all right. We started getting some festival gigs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that I had an ability to write lyrics. And one of the other guys in the band, Joshua Taylor, he was the master behind the music side of things. I don't think any of us really played an instrument prior to that, or did anything musically prior to that.
Mm-hmm.
When I was younger, I was a bit of a footy jock,
Mm-hmm.
very sporty. So yeah, it was something that we did. We got together. I remember the guitarist for our first rehearsal, he rocked up with his brand new electric guitar, and for an amp he brought in PC speakers, if I remember correctly. I think the bass player brought in an acoustic guitar with 4 strings on it, and I had a Dora the Explorer microphone plugged into a kid's tape deck, and that's how it's all progressed from there. Like, did a couple of bands prior to doing the solo thing. I didn't play any instrument while I was with the band. I was just a singer.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other boys had some uni commitments, so the band had to disperse, unfortunately.
Mm.
And from there, I had this. I realised I got this outlet to to put down all your I suppose your built up emotions and stuff like that, and lyric writing and stuff like that was a good avenue in which to sort of channel that. And so and with a bit of help from some other friends that taught me into it as well, decided that I might pick up the guitar and try and teach myself guitar and write some songs and see how it goes. And here we are today.
Yeah, and you've been going since what? How long?
Since about 2014, 2015, I think. Doing solo, So yeah, just going from pub to pub and radio station to radio station.
And you found lyric writing easy.
It is, one thing, isn't it? See, my father, growing up as a kid, he was very, very anal about us learning, our English and vocabulary and everything like that. And numbers was never something for me, like maths and stuff.
Yes, I know the feeling.
Words was always my strength, and to be able to have the ability to articulate that onto paper and write down phrases and lines and in a way that it maybe only one phrase or one line, but out of that one phrase and one line you can get so much from. It's open and leave it open for interpretation too. So there's a bit of an art to it, and I'm nowhere near even nailed it, but I enjoy it. It's therapeutic. It's I get to put down my feelings without it being frowned upon.
Yes, yeah.
But I enjoy it immensely, and people seem to enjoy what I deliver, whether it's at a show or anything, or around a campfire. So as long as people are liking what I'm playing, I'll keep on playing.
Yeah, absolutely. And these ideas, they come to you all hours of the day and night? Do you have a pen
there's no real... There's no real. It comes to you in the most. Songs will come to you in the most unexpected moments.
Yes, I've heard that. Yeah.
To the points where sometimes I'll be somewhere and I'll be sitting just like here and just come up with something, and then and get it going, and it'll be really good. But because I've got no avenue of recording it or filing it, I'll forget about it the next day.
Oh, okay.
But sometimes it will come back.
Yeah, well, that's where you need a little machine or something. Or
a little dictaphone, or you can do it on your phones nowadays. I've just found out my phone's got Google, so I'm not the most tech savvy, but getting around. But
okay.
Yeah. No,
Because you don't want those memories to go, do you? You want to keep
No,
them there
that's
so you
right.
can build on that, perhaps,
That's
later.
right.
Yeah.
and even songs that I've written a long time ago, like even a few years ago, while I was writing them about a particular topic or a subject that felt close to me at the time. Sometimes even singing those songs now, I'm not singing. I wrote them about a specific thing, but now they've taken on a different meaning.
Yes.
Like a song I wrote called White Dove. I wrote that for a particular someone who I look back with fond memories as well.
Yes.
And but now when I sort of perform that song, I think of my daughter a lot more.
Yes. Yeah.
And I don't know why that is. It's just the way.
She's probably more in your forethoughts.
Yeah, well, that's
she'd be
right,
there,
yeah.
right there with you all the time.
And it helps with delivering the song with the feeling in which you wrote it as
That's
well.
right.
Like, so
Yes.
songs can take on new meanings, and while you create them, once they're created, they take on a life of their own. And it's amazing. It's a good feeling, seeing someone just tapping their toes when you're at a show
Yes.
to one of your songs,
Yes.
let alone like lipping the lyrics to it. You're like, it gives you goosebumps.
Miming
It's
it, yeah,
great. Something that
yes.
you create at home in your bedroom by yourself
Yeah.
from nothing, and here are people singing it back to you, and
Yes. And you know that they're liking it.
it's a very rewarding.
Yeah, and it's a big
feeling.
rush, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like even getting on stage in itself is like a drug to me. It's very addictive, and
Yes.
you get on there knowing that you have the power to control the mood
right.
of the room. Is like a very intoxicating sort of power, and you always want more.
Yes.
And
that's a good way of looking at it, isn't it?
It is. I was one of these people that would never have the guts to get up and do karaoke.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I still get nervous and I suffer stage fright a lot.
Yes. What about now though? You're getting used to it?
No, I thought
still-
I would, and I
Yeah.
actually think there's something wrong with me because I and I'm asking other musicians that I know and going like, but it seems to be pretty normal. Like,
Yes.
yeah. Once I get on stage, I'm fine. Like it's like an alter ego kicks in, and it's an out of body experience almost. It's not me up there; it's somebody else. But leading up to getting on stage, it's like you get the butterflies. You feel like you're gonna vomit.
Right before you go on,
And then when you step off the stage, it's like one big come down. It's like.
Yeah. And it's, I guess, a bit of relief at the end of it. And
Sometimes.
you think you've done a great job, and you can't do any more than that.
Yeah,
You've done the
that's
best you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're only as good as your last performance, I like to think.
That's right.
I mean, you can only give it your all and hope for the best. And, I mean, not everybody's going to like what you do.
True.
It's not gonna,
But that's with with
exactly.
everything, isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it is great when you got audiences that come up, give you some constructive criticism, which helps
and
too.
you're quite happy.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Like it's something that I encourage, if anything, because I was always very, very scared that but you've got people that their families have told them that they can sing, and only because they had a fear that they didn't want to upset their their family member.
Yes.
I thought, all my friends, they're telling me that I'm good, but is it one of those things because they're too touchy to tell me that I'm not good?
I know what you mean. Yes.
So anybody out there that's singing and their family tells them they're good and they turn out that they're not very good family members.
What about listening back to yourself? Do you do that?
That's like somebody putting their fingernails down a blackboard for me.
Oh, okay.
It's taken me a while to actually be able to watch a video all the way through, or listen to an audio recording all the way through. And it's only So now I do it with, and I try and look where weaknesses.
Yes.
In comparison to my strengths, and try and turn those weaknesses into strengths.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at it now. But for a long time, I couldn't do it, and it still makes me cringe hearing my own voice.
Does it?
But, yeah.
Oh dear, yeah.
But
But it's good for you though, I think, as an artist. As you say, you do find your strengths and weaknesses and you can sort of pinpoint them, I think.
Yeah, well that's it's like anything you do, whether you're a sporting person or anything like that. If you've got the luxury of being able to look at footage or playbacks and stuff like that, you can work out certain things where you went wrong and try and instill tools that's necessary in order to change that next time it arises.
And in this day and age, with everything we've got at our fingertips, we can do that very easily.
Right.
Years ago it was a lot different.
I know, people are telling me that they're getting guitar lessons on YouTube or something now.
Well, my brother learnt to play on YouTube, and
really?
he is brilliant now.
I don't even know if what I'm playing is chords. It just sounds cool to me. Like I look at the guitar strings like the colour of the rainbow, like, and you know how you mix yellow and blue to make green. It's sort of,
Well, I think whatever works for you.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, what are you going to sing for us?
I'm going to start off with a song that I wrote called White Dove.
Okay. Excellent.
I wrote this a while back. Actually, it's a song that I was just talking about, how I wrote it for one particular person, and now I sort of think of my daughter.
Yes.
So we'll start off with that.
Okay.
It goes a little something like this. Home is where the heart is. That's where I wanna be. 'Cause she gives me a feeling I just can't believe. I can see the sunrise shining in front of me. There's no sign of me setting, as long as she's with me. She's the one I think of. She's the one I love. She's the one I'm dreaming. She's my one white dove. I head home. Tell her just how you feel, wear your heart on your sleeve. Whenever we're together, I tell her how much she means. Through the storm weather, she means the world to me. Through the storm weather, she brings sunshine to me. She's the one I think of. She's the one I love. She's the one I'm dreaming. She's my one white dove. I head home. I head home. Where the heart is, that's where I wanna be. 'Cause she gives me a feeling I just can't believe. Well, I can see her sunrise shining in front of me. There's no sign of me setting, as long as she's with me. She's the one I think of. She's the one I love. She's the one I'm dreaming. She's my one white dove. I head home, I'm head home. Home, I'm head home. Home, I head home. Home, I head home. I'm headed home, yeah.
Very nice. Have you sung that with a band behind you?
Actually, I've normally got a bass player with me, Tim Seeley. He's been working on some other projects lately, and I've sort of had some health issues which has kept me out of the scene for a while.
Yes.
So I thought I would take baby steps coming back into it before throwing him in the deep end and stuff. But he makes me sound so much better. So sort of on the hunt for a drummer. It's hard with musicians. It's got to be one of those things that you've got to have that chemistry with. You can't. I don't believe in just picking anybody. I think the musician will end up picking you, like without. It's a subconscious thing. I suppose.
Yeah.
You go looking for your keys, you'll never find them. And
True.
the moment you stop looking, they'll pop up.
Exactly.
So I'm hoping that one day I'll come across a drummer. But I tend to do with my recordings my own percussions at the moment using a cajon.
Okay.
Which
tell
is,
us what's that?
a cajon is like it's a box built at certain dimensions that give off, and it's got some mechanisms in it, so you've got a bit of a snare sound as well as a bass sound, depending on where you hit on the box.
Okay.
It's sort of a bit of a new tool for me as well.
Okay.
I've never been much of a drummer. My middle brother Ricky was the drummer in the family. And I remember him practicing all his paradiddles and stuff like that at home.
Oh yes, look, I know I tried to learn the drums, but it was very hard and I gave up.
Yeah, well, I don't know how he did it, because that was back in the days. You didn't have much of the internet. He did it on like a phone.
Oh, okay.
Sort of,
So he did it in, wow, that's fantastic.
And he didn't really have practice pads either. He just used to use pillows, I think, or pots and pans and whatnot.
Yeah.
But he became really good at it, and I think he's one of those blokes that had a photographic memory when it came. You could play him a Led Zeppelin song, and just once, and then he'll play it, and he'll hit every accent, every roll to the T. You just had that natural sort of ability to do that.
Wow.
So I mean, me, I go with the motto is simple is effective. So yeah, don't overcomplicate it. So I'll try and keep it pretty basic.
Yeah.
But it would be great to have like a good drummer behind you, and get really tight with the band where maybe a little bit of lead guitar that's complementary to the song. It'd be great, but I haven't had the chance to do so, to answer your question.
Well, and once you get out there, you do get out there and you do gigs, you may find somebody, just, you never know, going from one place to the next.
One time I was actually in a beer garden of a venue having a cigarette, and just met this random fella, and I was getting called on stage. I said, "You know how to play drums at all?" Because there was a drum kit on stage. He goes, "Oh, a little bit." And I think I'd had a few to drink, otherwise I probably wouldn't have been so game to do so. But I said, "Oh, you want to jump up with me?" And he did. It turns out this guy he's a solo artist himself. He plays guitar, and he got a few things going on with his drums with his feet and stuff at the same time. Yeah, but I didn't know that at the time, and that's where you meet some of the great people. I mean, there is a lot of egos in the music industry, which I learned that the hard way. I had this sort of preconceived notion that the music industry here in Adelaide was going to be more like one big happy family, and you could sort of bounce off each other and work with each other. And
yes, indeed.
But I learned pretty quick that it's not like that at all.
It's not like that.
But it can be, depending on where you're playing.
Exactly.
It was when I walked into the Seacliff Hotel. I met a guy by the name of Marcus Toop, and the people that he had around him, there was not one ego in the room. They all embraced you like you were part of the family, and they remembered your name every time. I mean, with a name like Waylon, it's pretty hard to forget.
Yes, it is hard to forget.
But it was great. And I was a bit nervous because I'm not trained in any way, formally trained, so self-taught, and I was always worried about people finding that out and then sort of looking, oh, not another one of these blokes, so I'd go in, do my set, and as soon as my set finished, I'd walk out the back door and I was gone. Just because I didn't want to get in conversation with anybody where they'd find out how musically
you think you're a bit
uneducated I am. But I don't know what a key is. I don't know what an octave is. I hear those terms used a lot, but to me, I just go by feeling. If it feels good.
And can I ask you, when you do get gigs, do you have to audition? Because
no,
I
it's
to ask
kind of
somebody that, and I forgot. So
this is a conversation I had with a friend just recently. To be honest, it's for the last 5 years, I had no. To be sitting here in front of you now it blows my mind sometimes when I think about it, because it's not something that I'd planned. It's not something that I had actually had any ambition or motivation to try and chase. It was, I just started playing at these open mics and stuff like that, and then it just sort of steamrolled from there. And I started getting recognised and noticed a little bit, and there must be something there. I mean, we're always our own worst critics, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, it sort of blew up a lot quicker. Like I didn't even get. I remember at one point I got asked these gigs. I got all these emails and to do these gigs festivals, and I remember having to write material the week leading up to these gigs, so that I had enough material to play the full set. So some of it was pretty forced at first, and
yes.
yeah, it's not something that I chase. So I think now, if I look back, if I had to put my head down, bum up, and sort of applied myself a bit better, and maybe went out, searched, and looked for gigs as much as just waited for them to come to me.
Yes.
That yeah, I could have probably gone so much further. And recognising that now, I've sort of trying to change my work ethic as far as music's concerned, and to even say that term work, like, because it's never felt like work for me.
Yes,
like,
that's
it's just something that I've done. All the songs that I've written just sort of come through you. But now sometimes I'll sit there and stare at a blank piece of paper for 2 hours and not have one line down, like, you know, and that's frustrating sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
And what about the Fringe? Would you think about the Fringe next year?
I think about the Fringe every year.
Oh,
Every time it
you
comes
should
through or they
try
have
it.
registrations for
Yes,
it, I think
yes.
about it. And I try and catch a few friends, musician
Yes,
friends,
yes.
catch their shows, stuff like that. And everybody suggests it too. You should definitely register for the Fringe.
Absolutely.
It would be a great experience, and it'd be great to.
Look how you put yourself out there. I mean, there's thousands of people coming through there.
That's right, yeah.
You know.
I mean, I look at some of the buskers just that are
Yes.
around the place at that time, like and some of the crowds they pull is amazing.
Absolutely.
If you've got that on stage charisma that you can draw people in like that,
That's right.
just off the street.
That's right.
And I mean, I'm a true believer. There's probably more talent on the street than there are in the venues at the moment as well. But I was watching this guy on YouTube the other day, Juzzy Smith or something. I don't think that guy actually knew whether he wanted to be a musician or a magician, but he was juggling some stuff, but keeping everything in time. And I was like, man, that's like patting your head, rubbing your belly while standing on one foot, eating an apple, singing the alphabet, man. Like, that's crazy.
There's all sorts of strange things, let me tell you.
But it's great. It's unique. You're trying to find something that differs you from somebody else.
That's right. Yeah, and people do that now because, as I said, with technology, everything is out there, and people want to sort of make themselves stand out somehow. So people do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Oh, well, I remember the first time I ever seen anything like that was Xavier Rudd. Like, and he had like 3 different didgeridoos. He was playing drums with his feet, and he had like lap steel guitar. And I'm like, I've seen him at the Theberton Theatre, and he was amazing. Like, and the energy, like it was just one man doing that up on the stage. And it was, give me goosebumps just thinking about it now.
Yeah. So when you go into a venue, and do you say, can I gig here, or what happens?
I tend to just follow the open mics because that sort of opened up a lot of doors for me. So I still haven't sort of ventured out. Like, some people will go through the open mic thing and then start getting gigs, and they look back and they think, oh, to go back and do open mics, it's like taking steps backwards. For me, I don't think like that. I think it's without it, I would not have had the opportunities that I've had thus far. Yeah. So therefore, I always hold a loyal sort of spot for the open mics. And
I find that interesting that you say that. They think they're taking a step backwards. I mean, isn't that strange?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very competitive
I can imagine.
industry, the music industry. Yeah. So I'm a bit of a coaster. I'm a bit of a drifter. I don't know where I'm going to be this time tomorrow, but when it comes, I know that I'll be in the moment for sure. But you've got certain people that have got a certain structure or plan, or blueprint that they've sort of drawn up where they want to be. Yeah. And that's cool too. Like, if anything, it's probably more sensible.
Yeah.
And
but it's not for everyone.
No, that's right. Like I said, the experience that to be able to do this in front of you now and play music to people who enjoy it, probably not going to be able to do it forever. So I'm just going to enjoy it while I can, and do what I can while I can, and have something hopefully that I can look back on with fond memories and even footage like this.
Well, you'll always be out there, won't you?
And,
know.
And if anything was to happen to me, it's a legacy that I can leave behind. That my daughter will be able to always look up and she'll never forget the sound of my voice.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what song will you sing for us now?
I'm going to sing a song for you called News for You.
Okay, excellent. Here we go. News for You.
I'll start that again.
That's okay.
We'll forget the intro. We'll go straight into this.
Okay.
Woke up this morning, couldn't believe my eyes when I had read the piece of paper sitting on the chest drawers in my bed. I've had enough of you, I'm leaving for another, is what it said. My first reaction was to find the boy and beat him till he's dead. But I've got news for you, well I'm not fighting for you, 'cause you're not worth the blood of my shoes. On my shoes. Well, after that, I burnt the piece of paper with your shit. Found all your photographs and began to cut them up in little bits. The anger passed, I skipped a set of feeling upset. So I dust my hands with a smile upon my face instead. 'Cause I've got news for you, well I'm not fighting for you, 'cause you're not worth the blood of my shoes. On my shoes, yeah. I shake it off, I shut you down, and we'll never forget all the bad things said and done, no we'll ever do again. One thing I know is I no longer have to pretend. Everything's alright for your peace of mind around all your friends, your friends. 'Cause I've got news for you, but I'm not fighting for you, 'cause you're not worth of my shoes. On my shoes, on my shoes, yeah.
Thank you very much. Great song.
Thank you.
Gosh.
Yeah,
and
started
when
off
did
a
you
little
write-
bit rusty.
That's okay. That's all right. It's almost 2 o'clock. You are on PBA-FM 89.7 with me, Zofia, here with Waylon Scott. Now, tell us where people can get in touch with you, or if people want to book you or anything like that, or...
Well, you can email me on Waylon Scott 1982 at gmail.com, or Facebook, Instagram.
Just look up your name.
Yeah, Waylon Scott.
Yep,
I don't think there's too many of us
Yeah,
around
no,
there.
I don't think so.
Waylon's got a pretty unique name.
That's right.
I like to think. But yeah, Tinder, the whole works. Get on it and look it up.
Okay.
You might find me there.
All right. So, have you got any songs out that you've done recorded?
I'm in the process of actually recording at the moment. I've just been recording
nice.
with Audioism with a gentleman by the name of Wade Richardson.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, I've
with
heard
my
of him.
with my bass player Tim Seeley. So we
Steely on bass.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So we so you've met him too,
Yeah,
haven't
well,
you?
I know him, yeah.
A lot of people know him. He gets
Yes,
around a
yes,
bit.
yeah.
He's very well known and a great bass player too.
Yeah.
So we've been doing some recordings and stuff like that and just experimenting with a couple of things. It's been hard with so many different responsibilities that I've got and so many projects that that Wade's got on, as well as Tim, to get us all in one place at one time. It's not an easy task. So we've got a lot of files that we've put down so far, and tracks and stuff. So I'm looking forward to getting together and getting some more stuff down, and hopefully soon we'll be able to mix and master and have a finished product to be able to maybe hand out to the radio stations and sell at gigs and whatnot.
Yes, it'd be great to have that at your gigs, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great to have the product in my hand and say, look what I did.
That's right, that's exactly right.
And have that feeling of accomplishment, maybe.
Yes.
But no, it is a work in progress. It's been a long time coming. I've got various recordings that I've recorded all over the place, and because recording is such an expensive process.
Proposition, it is, yes.
It is. So, and musicians are forever broke now.
I know.
So I don't know how a lot of musicians get to do it, but I started out with just doing. I had parts of a song at this recording session and it's bits everywhere. I don't know how you're going to come to a point of bringing it all together, but that challenge in itself is a pretty exciting one.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. You'll have to, when you get the recordings down, you'll have to come back and let us know.
I look forward to doing that.
I can play something on the radio. That'd be fantastic, won't it?
It'd be great to hear myself on the radio.
Wouldn't it though? Yep. All right, well, we'll have to leave it there, Waylon, but thank you for coming in.
Thank you for inviting me.
Having you, and you've got some great songs, and I'm sure you've got lots more that you're going to do some wonderful things in the future.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
Yeah, you will, I can tell.
I'm looking forward to this gig coming up on Wednesday night.
Oh, tell us about that.
Yeah, I'm playing at the for the New South Wales flood victims fundraiser at the Governor High Marsh on Wednesday night. It starts at 7 p.m. There's a lot of other acts and artists on, from I think comedians to magicians and musicians. It's all for a good cause to help raise funds for the victims of these floods in New South Wales, which is an unfortunate circumstance there. But I was invited to come and join Chris Mayer and his organisation that picked me up to play a set there. So I'm really looking forward to it, very nervous about it at the same time. It's been a while since I've been on that stage at the Gov. I think 2014 when I first started was time. But
it's a great place.
Yeah, it is. The sound there is fantastic too. The guy behind the deck, I don't know, he works some magic there. But I'm really looking forward to it. So if you got nothing to do and you're looking for something to do on Wednesday night, come down to the Governor High Marsh, and I think there's a Facebook event page that you can look at to book your tickets, and come join us. It'll be a great night, and
be wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, I'll say my goodbyes to Waylon, and I'll play a couple of tracks. We've got Martin Offler coming up, so we'll start off with him. And that one's going to be Hot or What.
Yeah, you reckon that went all right?
Great. Yeah, that was, you're very, you've got, you're very well spoken.
Oh, thank you.